Hi everyone, in this Stitch of the Week video, I'm going to show you how to do this Eyelet Mini Chevron. It's an easy lace stitch that I would put at an advanced beginner level. So if you're comfortable with knitting and purling and looking to start some lace type stitches, this would be a great one to try. The pattern itself is just a 2-row repeat. And the stitch itself looks very pretty. As you can see, this is the right side, this is the wrong side. It lays pretty flat except at the edges, which is a nice pretty scalloped edge. It does tend to curl up a little bit, but if you block your work, then it'll lay flat. I think it's a great stitch to try for projects like blankets or even scarves or maybe even a camisole. I think I might try this for a camisole project. So let me show you how it's done. I've provided the pattern details in the description field below. Now the pattern is knit over a multiple of 8 stitches plus 1. So I'm going to knit or I'm going to cast on 17 stitches. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 over here. I'm going to do 4 more stitches to get up to 17. So here we go, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I'm just using a long tail cast on. You can use a cast on of your any cast on of your choice, and I'm just using double pointed needles because they're my shortest needles just for this demonstration. You don't need double pointed needles. All right, the very first row, really simple, it's purl. Now this is going to be the wrong side of the work, but the entire row is just purl all the way through. So in these kinds of lace patterns, and especially in this pattern because it's a 2-row repeat and one of the rows is just a purl, I think it works great if you use this pattern for a big project like a blanket. Then during this row, you can totally relax and not have to focus. If you're doing TV knitting, then this would be a great row to actually stop the pause and watch TV because it's just plain purling. And that's it. That's the end of row 1. We're going to turn our work. And now begins row 2, what I like to call the pattern row. So for this row, the first stitch is just a knit, regular knit. And then starts the pattern repeat, which you'll keep doing to the end of the row. All right. So the pattern repeat goes yarn over. So you're going to bring the yarn to the front. Then you're going to knit 2 stitches. And then you're going to do what's called an SK2P. And what that is you're going to slip 1 stitch, knit 2 together, and pass the slip stitch over. All right. This is how it's done. Insert as if to knit and just slip the stitch. Then you're going to knit the next 2 stitches together. So insert into the front loops of both stitches and knit. Drop both stitches off. And now you're going to take the stitch that we just passed over or just slipped, and we're going to pass it over. So take your left needle, insert it into that stitch, and pass it over. I have a slower demonstration of this, and I've provided a link for that in the description field as well. All right. The next stitch after this is you're going to knit 2 after this SK2P. Then you're going to do a yarn over and you're going to knit 1. All right, that's the pattern repeat. So let's see that one more time. We're going to bring the yarn over. We're going to knit 2. We're going to do an SK2P. So slip, knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch over, knit 2, yarn over, and knit 1. Now in my case, because I only had 2 repeats of 8, I only had to repeat that one more time. But if you cast on, let's say 65 stitches, then you'll do this repeat. After the first time, you'll do this repeat 7 times. And that's it. That's the entire pattern to get this very pretty looking Eyelet Mini Chevron. So just a couple more points. This SK2P that we do over here, you'll notice that we're essentially taking 3 stitches and decreasing it down to 1 stitch, and it's a left leaning decrease. As you can see, it leans this way. But then by doing those 2 yarn overs in each repeat, we're getting these little pretty eyelets on either side. And so that's how this beautiful stitch is formed. A couple other things that you can do if you're making a scarf or something, you could add beads right here. Little tiny beads, or you could add beads along the edges. I think would look really pretty with this pattern. I've provided a link to that video on how to attach beads to the yarn. if you're interested. So I hope you give this one a try. And if you have any questions or comments for me, please leave them in the comments box. If you like the video, as always, click the like button. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means a lot. I am hoping to get up to 10,000 subscribers this year. So we'll see. We're getting up to about 9,500, and so I'm hoping I can hit 10,000. So your support is I'm really grateful for everybody's support. Thanks so much for watching, and happy knitting.